Works by Fedor Fedorovich Erismann in the Department Medical Literature of the Scientific Library, Vernadsky University, completed by students, first Medical Factory, Lomaka Alena and Solyanova Kristina. The Institute Georgievsky Medical Academy was founded in 1931, and almost immediately books for personal library and collection, famous people begin of black to it. So in our alma mater, a rare book fort was subsequently found. Thanks of which every student can get equipment with a pride of our institute.
Fedor Fedorovich Erismann, hygienist, one of the founders of scientific hygiene and public medicine in Russia. The biography of Fedor Fedorovich Erismann begins in 1842 in the town of Gatterswil in the Switzerland. The future scientific spent his entire childhood in the village, helping his father, a pastor, at work. Fedor was sent to school early. It was not because he showed abilities and zeal for study from early childhood, but because misfortune came to the family. When the boy was only 4 years old, his two younger sisters died of the disease, and after that my father died suddenly. Only Fedor and his mother remained in the family. The mother sent her son to a rural school where the boy studies for 2 years and moved off gymnasium, which was located in another city. At the age of 16, Fedor Fedorovich Erismann entered the University of Zurich, the Faculty of Medicine. Studying attracted the guy so much that in his spare time he traveled to other cities to attend a course of lectures. These were lectures on pediatrics and therapy, as well as on histology and obstetrics. Activities in Russia. In 1869, the scientist decided to move to Russia and continue his activities there. Erismann shared the ideas of socialist, was an opponent of class inequality. It was his stay in Russia that prompted him to write his subsequent works. In 1882, Erismann was awarded the honoris causa degree of Doctor of Medicine and received the position of Associate Professor and then Professor of the Department of Hygiene of Moscow University. Under his leadership, the Hygienic Institute was opened here in 1890, and a sanitary station for the study of food products of market trade in Russia was established under him. Most Erismann books came to our medical academy from Alexander Yefimovich Golubev, our library. Fedor Fedorovich Erismann has never been to Crimea, but his first wife, Nadezhda Prokofyevna Suslova, married the famous histologist Golubev for the second time. This is how his book first got into his personal library, and then after the death of Alexander Yefimovich, in 1926 they were transferred to the Crimea Pedagogical Institute named after Frunze. In the early 30s of the 20th century, part of the Golubev library related to medicine came to the Crimea Medical Institute, now known to us as the Institute Medical Academy named after Georgievsky. The Crimean archive contains about 300 letters between Fedor Fedorovich Erismann and his ex-wife Nadezhda Prokofyevna Suslova. Disinfection works in the theater of military operation. Dr. Friedrich Erismann, Aus, St. Petersburg, München, 1879. The book is written in German. Book structure. The table of contents includes 6 chapters. Introduction, the desire to organize restoration works in the theater of military operation, creation of our commission, assault operation in Romania and Bulgaria north of the Balkan Mountains, work on the destruction of terrorists south of the Balkan Mountains, final views, instruction for disinfection works in field medical institutions. The medical academy named after Georgievsky received works not only in English, German and Italian, but also in Ukrainian from the libraries of Golubev and Minyata in the Rare Book Fund. Just one of these books is Hygiene by Fyodor Fyodorovich Erismann. In 1872 he moved from St. Petersburg to München, where he began working on the fundamental works Guide to Hygiene in 3 volumes and General Hygiene. His works form the basis of modern hygiene, which is tough, including at our academy. In the summer of 1876, the war in the Balkans began. Among the volunteers, Fyodor Fyodorovich Erismann arrived in Belgrade. The purpose of his visit was to create a shelter for refugees from the occupied regions of the country, inspect and consult Belgrade hospitals, and help the starving population. It is the participation of Erismann in the theater of military operation of the Russian-Turkish War and became the main reasons for the creation of disinfection works in the theater of military operations. The 3rd edition of a short textbook on hygiene. Content, the 3rd edition. The table of contents includes sections such as air and climate, soil, housing, hygiene of populated areas, clothing and leather. Hygiene is very important in the modern world. It ensures the safety of the population and helps prevent the spread of infections. Fyodor Fyodorovich Erismann was an outstanding person who made a huge contribution to the development of hygiene in our country. Many Russian scientists treated him with respect. Ivan Mikhailovich Sechenov recalled, "We who knew Erismann since his arrival in Russia were more struck by the fact that he turned from a Swiss into a Russian, sincerely loved Russia and gave all the best years of his life to serve her."
November 30 marks the 108th anniversary, the birth of outstanding doctor of the medicine.